Hey guys, it's Nikki, and in this video I will be explaining the different stages in psychosexual development. If it sounds interesting, just continue watching. In a previous video I talked about libido, and I mentioned that sexual life is its function, which in adults is actually not so hard to see. However, what about children? Do they have sexual life? Where does the sexual life come from and when? According to Freud, everyone has sexual life, even the babies. But the difference is that the goal is not reproduction, but rather just seeking pleasure. According to him, there are 5 stages of development before the sexual life is tied down by the reproductive function. Or, put it simply, before you understand that the main point of sex is making babies. Obedience is always paired with lack of genius. Remember that sentences. It will help you remember the 5 stages. The first one is oral, from birth to 1 year old. The only thing babies do is poop, sleep, and sometimes poop while sleeping, but that's not important right now. For Freud, the most important one is the process of feeding, because the infant is learning how to use its mouth by sucking and biting. He, however, argued that the baby is doing it not only pushed by the self-preservation instinct, but also pushed by the sexual instinct, or simply put, just for the fun of it. This is also the time that ego starts to develop. The second one is the anal, from 1 year to 3 years old, or the potty training period. In this stage, the baby is learning how to use its anus, which becomes the main source of pleasure. That's also the period they get into a conflict with the outside world. Mommy says it's not allowed to poop in the pants, but you really want to. The third one is phallic, from 3 to 5 or 6 years old. In this stage, children's focus is shifted into their genitals and masturbation. In this period, they develop love for the opposite sex parent. At this phase, the boys develop what's called Oedipus complex. Basically, the boys want to marry their moms and get rid of that, but they can't. So, they start developing a fear from their dads knowing what they're thinking about. They also develop a fear of getting castrated by dad as a punishment. So, in order to resolve that conflict, boys start to act like their dads. The girls are not left out. They also have a complex. It's called the Electra complex. Basically, the girls understand that they are different from the boys and that they don't have a penis. So, they develop a penis envy. That problem is resolved by changing the desire for a penis with the desire to have a baby. By the way, they are also convinced that they were castrated by their moms, which of course creates a little bit of tension, which the girls then resolved by imitating their mothers. That's the stage when superego is developing. The fourth stage is latency, from 5-6 years old to puberty. After the superego has been developed, all sexual drives get repressed, and this is when the sublimation arrives at the stage. The children are interested in school, hobbies, and play, generally with the same-sex friends. The psychosexual development is in a stagnation, or it's like a nap for the libido. The fifth stage is genital, puberty to adulthood. It's time for adolescent sexual experimentation. You finally start figuring things out and find a partner of the opposite sex. The sexual drive is released through sex with your heterosexual partner. Mission accomplished. You are a healthy, normally functioning human being. Or are you? In the next video, we will talk about all the ways things can go wrong in the different stages of psychosexual development. So, if you are interested, click onto the nerdy bird to subscribe, and if you want to actually read the book, click here. or just get the whole series from here. If you liked this video, thumbs up and leave me a comment. What do you think? But if you're not feeling like typing, just watch some of my other videos. You might like them. Until next time, bye!